This class is a vinyasa flow, focusing on working in those hips and taking a couple different types of half moons. Start in a kneeling position. This is like Tadasana, but on your knees. Inhale, reach your arms. You can look up. Drop your fingers into the webbing and stretch your palms up to the ceiling. Press down into your knees, pull those ribs back in, and then exhale, lean off to the right. And inhale, come back up through center. And exhale, lean off to the left. And inhale, reach right back up, stretch your arms, take a little back bend here. Release your hands down to the floor and set up into tabletop pose so you can move through cat-cow. Situate your hips and your knees in line, shoulders and wrists. Inhale, open your chest and look up. Drop your belly button, lift your tailbone. Exhale, drop your tailbone, drop your gaze around your spine. Flip your toes under and then sit back towards your heels, pushing your hands into the mat. So you're stretching out the feet. And then inhale, come back up into table, flip your feet back to the tops of your feet and open your chest. Inhale. Again, exhale, round your spine. Tuck your toe pads under, sit back towards your heels. And then inhale back up into tabletop. Flip your feet, press the ankles down towards the floor, open your chest. Lift those sit bones. All right, round out your spine. Go ahead and tuck your toes under, lift your knees up, and then press up and back, downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Bend your knees here in downward facing dog, and again, stretch out the feet. Sit back towards your heels without taking your shoulders over your wrists. Downward facing dog, press your legs towards straight. Lift your heels, again, bend your knees. And then straighten your legs back out. And then walk your feet up to your hands in a forward fold, Uttanasana. Just take a few moments here. If you need to shake anything out, shake it out. Head, jaw, move your body so you can sway side to side. Walk over to the right if you want a bit of a side stretch or a little twist. Hands move off to the right. And then they move over to the left. And then come back into center, forward fold. And grab opposite elbows here. And just let it all hang for just another moment or two. And then bend your knees and inhale, reach your arms up to the ceiling, Urdhva Hastasana. Standing pose, Samastitihi. Inhale, reach back up, Urdhva Hastasana. Forward fold as you exhale. Hands to the floor, blocks, hug in. Take a half lift, inhale, lift your chest, lift your head. Come to the fingertips, and then go ahead and step back one foot at a time into plank pose. Open your chest, tall torso. Body is like a straight staff pose, plank. Knees down, hips down, belly button down. Keep the shoulders as high as your elbows. Point your toes back and inhale, lift into Cobra Bhujangasana. Exhale, come back over your knees, tuck your toes, Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Smooth out your breath, smooth out the ribs, separate the ribs a little bit. And then I'm going to take some side to side motion. So make sure your feet are far enough apart so that you can swing to the outer edge of one and the inner edge of the other. And then up and over, so like windshield wipers, so that your heels and toes are in line when you swing your heels off to one side. And then go off to the other side again. Inhale back up and exhale. Walk it in, bend your knees. You can shorten your stance a little bit here. Bend your knees a couple times, straighten them out again, and then come back up to the top of your mat. You can walk up or hop up, forward fold, Uttanasana, and then inhale, sweep up, use your back muscles, Urdhva Hastasana. Samastitihi, exhale, standing pose. Inhale, reach back up, Urdhva, and forward fold, exhale, Uttanasana. Again, you'll take that half lift, lengthen out, and step one foot back, go to the other side this time. So if you step back first with right, last time, step back first with left. Chaturanga, exhale, you can stay with the knees first or go straight legs. Inhale into Cobra or upward facing dog. And exhale, up and back, downward facing dog. Big breath, fill up the back lungs, fill up the back ribs. Take some knees to chest from here. So bend your knees first. You're going to keep your left knee bent and pounce forward with your right knee as you straighten your left leg out. Then bend your left knee and pounce back. Shoot your left knee into your chest and then pounce back. Bend your right knee into chest, left leg straightens, and then both knees bend as you land. Left knee in and back. So you're just landing on bent knees and then knee to chest. Okay, step or hop forward. If you need to go back and rewind that, take your time, catch up when you're ready. Inhale all the way up, Urdhva Hastasana, Samastitihi, exhale, standing pose. And then on your next inhale, you're going to reach your arms up and pull your left knee up to your chest, push down into your right foot. Find your balance here as you shoot back with your left heel and stay in a hovering warrior one. Arms are reaching out behind you. Open up those hands, open up your arms, and then inhale, lift and open your chest, warrior one. Bend your right knee forward, press straight down into your right heel. And then we're going to open up into warrior two. Turn your torso, open your arms, press out through your fingertips. Keep bending that right knee straight forward. Another big breath here. Inhale. And exhale, press back into that left leg as you deepen the right knee. Inhale, swing your left arm forward and up, warrior one. And then we're going to transition into warrior three. So step forward a little with your left leg. Point your hands down to the floor and your hands can come together. And then lift your left foot up. Use your left glutes and hamstrings, press down into your right foot. Keep your chest open as you press down towards the floor with your fingers. Inhale, reach your arms back up. Come back up to standing, but don't let that left foot touch the floor. Squeeze the left knee up to your chest. And then Samastitihi. Inhale, reach your arms once. Both feet are flat on the floor. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, half lift. And then you can step back or float back, Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Smooth out that breath here. And then again, we're going to bend those knees and take those pouncing knees to chest. So bend both knees. The leg straightens only when you shoot the other knee up, and then bend to land back on both feet. Shoot forward, bend back, shoot forward, bend the knees, and switching leg to leg. Right knee and back. Jump up both feet. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale all the way up, Urdhva Hastasana, reach up nice and tall. Again, if you need to go back and redo that, pause the video. You can catch up when you're ready. We're going to do that second side. So find your balance in your left foot. Inhale, reach your arms, lift your right knee. Whoop, whoop. Sometimes the balance gets wonky. Lift your heart, and then you're going to shoot back, hover, turn that right heel down, hovering warrior one. Open your chest, zip those ribs in and up. Press your ribs long with your belly. Lengthen out your neck, and then inhale, sweep up, warrior one. Keep pressing back into that right foot and keep that left knee bent over the ankle. Open your chest here, strong legs, right thigh is engaged. Open your torso, open your arms. Warrior two, Virabhadrasana B. So don't let that left knee turn in with you when you turn your right side back towards the back of the room. Keep pressing back into your right foot. Another big breath here. And then as you exhale, swing that right arm down and forward and up. Inhale, warrior one. And then again, we're going to come up into that warrior three setup. So just step forward with your right foot, shorten the stance. Get your balance on your left leg. Point your hands down to the floor. Pull your shoulders up and open your chest. Lift the back of that right leg. Virabhadrasana C. And then come back up to stand. Pull your right knee into your chest. See if you can bypass stepping down on the right foot. And exhale, Samastitihi. Inhale, reach back up nice and tall. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Ardha Uttanasana, inhale. And exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Right foot steps forward, left heel down, Trikonasana. Place your right hand on your right shin or foot, and then open your left arm up to the ceiling like you're pulling a bowstring back. And then try to get your right shoulder and armpit lined up over your right thigh. Press back through your left heel, open here, stretch your chest long, stretch your torso long. Use the back muscles to do that. And then slide forward into half moon, bend the right knee to get there. Right hand comes forward out under your shoulder, lift your left leg, and then take your left hand up to the ceiling. Push into the inner right big toe mound. Imagine you can screw the right heel in. If you'd like to challenge your balance by turning your gaze up to your left hand, please feel free. You could always just look at the floor. And then go ahead and land back down on your left foot. Slide that right hand back to the outside pinky toe of your right foot. And then open your left arm, side angle, Utthita Parshva Konasana. Left leg is so strong. Press back, lift your inner left thigh. And then inhale, back up to Utkatasana. So shoot your left foot forward next to your right. Bend your knees, lift your chest. Open your heart. There's a back bend here. Squeeze your butt towards your heels. And then exhale, fold over bent knees. Once your fingertips land, pull your thighs up and straighten your knees. Here you can take that half lift. Inhale. And exhale, shoot back chaturanga. You can always step back and skip chaturanga and rest in down dog or child's pose. If you're moving through the chaturanga vinyasa, inhale into upward facing dog and exhale, downward facing dog. All right, left foot steps forward, turn your right heel down, Trikonasana, Utthita Trikonasana, second side. Left hand to your left shin or your foot, and push back into your left hand with the foot or the shin so that you can keep that knee from hyperextending, so this keeps the left thigh muscles engaged. Press right back and down through that right foot. Open your right arm, open your right ribs, lengthen your spine, use your back muscles. And then here we're going to float into half moon. So take your left hand forward, start to straighten out your left leg again once you get your left hand in place. So you bend the left knee just to get in place. And then that right leg is lifting using the outer right hip muscles. Stretch your right arm up and your gaze could follow. Press back through your right foot. Lengthen your inner left thigh. Right, and then land deep back to that left, or to the right foot rather, and then your left hand slides back on the outside of your left foot, arm overhead, right arm overhead, side angle. The right leg is so strong that here when you inhale, come up, it just shoots right up and it's just as strong in chair pose. So the right foot steps next to the left, bend your knees, lift your chest, Utkatasana, fierce pose. Exhale, fold over those bent knees. Once your fingertips land, then straighten out your legs, Uttanasana. Inhale, half lift. And then again, exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha. And exhale into Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Big breath here, smooth it out, shake it out. And then we'll set up for Ekapada Raj Kapotasana, one leg king pigeon. Right knee comes up inside your right wrist, and then your left hip sits down right behind your right heel. Point your left toes back, lift your chest. You can walk your hands back in a little closer towards your hips and then lift up into a bit more of a back bend, but keep dragging that left hip forward and stretching your left toes back. And then forward folding here down to your elbows as you're ready. You can take your arms way, way out, or you can rest on your elbows on your forearms. Just a couple breaths here, and then we'll move into a twist. So I'm going to come up to my left elbow and take my left hand over to my right knee. Right hand is on the floor outside the mat, and then twisting open using the right fingertips and the left elbow without letting your right shoulder collapse. Open your right collarbone. And I'm going to come all the way up to seated and roll over into this revolved Janu Shirshasana. So come out of that twist and sit down. Left leg is straight, right knee is bent. The legs are both out wide. And then lean out over your left leg. And you can stay here with your left elbow on the floor, or even cup your head, like shelve your head with your left hand. I'm taking my right arm up overhead to my left foot, and then my left hand over to my right thigh to create a little bit of a cross diagonal twisting stretch there. And then keep rolling your right ribs open, press out through your left foot, and press the outer right knee down towards the floor. And breathe right into that right side. Roll out of this as you exhale, and then inhale, come back to the front of your mat. Situate your left foot so that you can sweep your right leg up into three-leg dog. Bend your right knee, open your hip, and then I'm going to take this into wild thing. Turn to the outside of your left foot. Right toes land behind, right heel is up, right knee is bent. Lift your chest. Press the sole of your left foot down. To come out of it, look back over to your left thumb and turn over, plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Big breath here, smooth it in and out of your nose. Maybe even sigh it out. Wiggle around, shake it out as you need, and then we'll move on to the second side. So if you need to pause and take child's pose, please catch up when you're ready. All right, left knee comes up inside your left wrist, and then your right leg's going to stretch back really long. Again, you're keeping that right hip dragging towards the left heel, and the left knee stays inside of your left wrist. If you'd like to walk your hands back in a little closer to your hips, you're welcome to here. But again, keep stretching that right hip forward. And then stretch the right foot back as you do. As you stretch the right hip forward, stretch back through the right leg so the right leg is really long. Lift up out of your low back so you're not dumping. And then exhale, walk your arms forward for a brief forward fold before moving into the twist. And take as long as you need here. If you want to pause and stay here longer, please do. And then for the twist, right elbow to the floor, under the shoulder, cupping the left knee with right fingertips, and then the left fingertips out wide off the mat so that you can ease into a twist. So it's not a deep, deep twist. It's a very gentle opening here. Keep the left shoulder blade opening, keep the left collarbone opening, and keep the right leg stretching back. Right, and then untwist and roll over to your sitting bones so your right leg is out straight now at a wide angle, and your left knee is bent now for Parivrit Janu Shirshasana, revolved head of the knee pose. So the head of the left knee is stretching, so press the head of your left knee out and down towards the floor. Again, I'm going to take my right arm across to the left thigh and my left arm overhead and across to my right foot. You can situate your arms here as they help, as it's best for your neck and shoulders, but keep rolling your left ribs open and press out through your right foot. Engage the left outer thigh, outer hips, piriformis, the rotators, and press that outer left thigh to the floor. Right, exhale, roll out of it, and then inhale, turn back to face forward. Situate your right leg now, hands are at the top of your mat. The left leg's going to free up behind you for three-leg dog, and then you can open the hip here. When you're ready, if you're taking Wild Thing, turn to the outside edge of your right foot, and then left toes land behind you, right under your heel, or right under your sit bone. Lift your chest, open your heart, press the right foot flat on the floor. Again, to come out of it, gaze down to your right thumb, turn your hips over, plank pose, chaturanga, exhale. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Lengthen out your back, lengthen out your back ribs. And then take your right foot up and you're going to step it over to the left edge of your mat so you can kneel on the outside of your right ankle and then sit down inside of your left heel for Ardha Matsyendrasana, half Lord of the Fishes. Left elbow hooks your right thigh and your right hand comes behind. Inhale, open your chest, push down into both sit bones. They don't need to be grounding or rooting or shoving, but they're just connected to the earth. And then twist from your belly. And take another breath here. And then exhale, release the twist. Now pull that right heel up so that you can come into Gomukhasana, cow face pose. And then you can situate yourself here, just sit for a moment. It took me a minute to get into this, I wasn't feeling it. My right leg is on top of my left leg, so I'm going to take my left arm up, use your right hand on your elbow, or take the right arm out and then up from behind so that you can hook your fingers in Gomukhasana, cow face. And then lean back into your elbow with your head, so lean back into your left arm with your head, pull those front ribs in. Again, pushing equally into both sit bones without jamming or grounding or tucking your tailbone. And then release your hands slowly. Lift your arms up, interlace your fingers, flip your palms, open your chest. And then take your hands out in front. We're going to come into an eagle leg tabletop. So your knees stay crossed, but now your feet move together. Inhale, open. Exhale, round. Cat-cow. Again, inhale, open. Exhale, round. I'm going to tuck my left toes under here just to prepare. Inhale, open. Exhale, round. Lift up, keep the legs crossed, and then unwrap your right leg and open it up, three-leg dog. Step your right foot forward and lower your left knee down for a low lunge, Anjaneyasana. You can flip your left toes back or you can keep your left toes tucked, your call. The right knee is right over the ankle crease. And then I'm going to split my left hand down to my left calf and then keep opening the right side up to the ceiling. You can gently turn your left ribs up to the ceiling, but don't force. So if they need to open, let them open. Exhale, come down to the floor, take your left hand forward, and then lift your left leg up, revolved half moon, Parivrit Ardha Chandrasana. Right arm's going to stretch up. The hips are going to squeeze together. Keep pushing back through your left foot. And then this twist again is happening right from the core. You can gaze up to your right hand or maybe out to the wall. And then release that twist, land back on your left foot, plant your palms, come right back into the bent knee, downward facing dog, and then shoot forward, plank pose. So it's a pounce. Inhale, upward facing dog, and exhale, downward facing dog. Take as many rounds of breath as you need here before moving on to the second side. But when you're ready, that left foot steps up and over to the right. So now you can kneel outside of your left ankle with your right knee and then sit down inside of your right heel. Hook with your right arm. Hook your left knee with your right arm. Left hand comes back and then lift and open your chest. Try not to let your left hip roll back when you twist. And so it's your left ribs rolling, opening up and not your left hip. On the other side of that, though, we're not jamming the left hip forward. We're just not giving it any extra mobility than its natural mobility that it needs to twist. Okay, and then inhale, release your twist. Stack your knees up, Gomukhasana. So since the left leg is on top this time, right arm's going to come up and behind. So the right arm up and then behind down towards your shoulder blades. Use your left hand to help. You can keep your left hand there, or you can take your left arm out and then up your back and hook your fingers. Again, pull your front ribs in. Lean your head back over your tailbone so you can feel the weight fall back into your sit bones. Soften that left shoulder, try not to fight it. And then release your arms. Again, take your arms up, big stretch, flip your palms as you interlace your fingers, and then release, hands to the floor. Again, the crisscross tabletop, so eagle legs, your ankles are together, knees are still crossed. Inhale, open, exhale, round. Inhale, open. I'm going to go ahead and tuck my right toes under just to prepare. Exhale, round. And then inhale, open. Exhale, round. And one more. Inhale, open. And exhale, round. Now you're going to lift those knees and then uncross your left leg and open it up as you straighten your right leg. Squeeze that left knee through as you step it forward. Lower your right knee down. Anjaneyasana, low lunge. Inhale, reach up nice and tall. So again, I'm going to split my right hand down towards my right leg, right calf, right ankle. And if your right ribs need to turn over a little bit, let them. But then just with some gentle nudging, the right backside presses up. All right, take your hands down to the floor. Right hand now comes forward, and we're switching the twist here to cross over into this half moon, revolved half moon. Squeeze your inner thighs toward each other. Lift up that right leg, and then twist from your belly. Press back with your right foot, and lengthen the back of your neck, lengthen the left side of your neck. Okay, hands down, and then as you exhale, land back on your right toes, and then bend that right knee and right back into the bent knee, downward facing dog, and pounce forward into plank pose. So you can inhale plank, exhale chaturanga. Inhale upward facing dog, exhale downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Couple breaths here as long as you need. And then we're going to walk up to the middle of the mat so we can turn and take a wide leg forward fold. So I'm just going to walk up halfway and spin to the left. And then open your legs out wide. You can take a little side to side motion here if you need to stretch side to side. All right, feet apart. I'm going to walk over to my left leg. Walk over to the right leg. And then hang. Maybe you just want to sway side to side. Really anything goes here. I want you to have some fun with this. Arms can come out to the side or back under through your legs and flip your palms up. You could interlace your fingers and take this shoulder stretch here, Yoga Mudrasana. I'm going to play with headstand Shirshasana. So hands come back, palms are flat, elbows are not winging out, and then legs can come up. From that straddle, float your legs up and together, and then push back through your heels of your hands and press into the top of your head. So use your neck muscles to press down into the top of your head on the floor. Squeeze your legs, press down into both hands equally. Lengthen out the back of your neck. Try not to let it collapse. Shoulders don't collapse. Feet out, and then lower them down nice and slow. Once your legs land, let your arms go again. I'm going to tuck my chin in and really roll back to the back of my head, almost like I'm just going to take a somersault. And just a breath or two here. All right, and then come up nice and slow halfway. And I'm going to walk those feet in or hop them in together. Spin back to face the top of your mat now, and then just come down to seated, and then roll all the way down onto your back, nice and slow. Roll down onto your back in a supine position. You can stretch out here with your arms, and then draw your knees into your chest. Hug your knees in. Right, straighten your legs up to the ceiling. Press your hands on your thighs and then push your thighs away and resist your arms with your thighs. So you should feel the core working here. Press your shoulders back to the floor. Sweep your arms above head, keep your legs together, and then exhale, take your arms down into a T shape so your legs can come out to the side. You can bend your knees or keep them straight. Once your legs land, again, decide, do you want to keep those legs straight or bend your knees? And then keep turning the right side of the abdomen open towards the right side of the room. Smooth breath here in and out of your nose. And just feel it slow down. Feel your heart rate relax and slow down. Feel your breath rate relax and slow down. Circle your right arm up and overhead. Catch your knees and pull them back over to the center. So it's kind of a side lying position over to reclining. Hug the knees in, give them a nice big squeeze, move your head around a little bit, and then legs back up to the ceiling. Again, press your palms into the thigh muscles right above your knees. And then press out, press your shoulders back to the floor. Use your core here. You're resisting your hands with your legs. And then again, you're going to reach your arms up, inhale, big breath, and then exhale, take them down into a T. Let your legs go down to the right. Again, you can bend your knees or keep them straight. Once they land, you decide, do you want to keep them straight or then bend them? And then once your knees bend, if they are, or if they're staying straight, either way, you're going to take the left side abdomen and pull it back over to the left edge of your mat. Big breath here from your belly, in and up. Feel it spiraling into the twist. All right, and then roll over to your side. Catch your knees and pull yourself back over to the middle of your mat. Hug in, knees to chest, Apanasana. And then take your feet up to your hands or hands up to your feet for happy baby. If you want to straighten out one leg and then the other, maybe even straighten out both legs if that feels good. One of my favorite things to do is a bound angle shape here, so my feet are not touching. I've got my ankles with my hands and starting to point my toes towards the front of the room. Soles of the feet are facing each other, and then pulling down and pulling your shoulders back into this bound angle pose, like a floating bound angle. All right, and then take any additional stretches that make sense to your body and settle into a shavasana. I'm going to stretch out overhead and then let myself just relax. So big full body stretch, and then a little, just a nice exhale to let everything go. Scooch out your heels, let your toes fall away. Soften your face, jaw, and shoulders. Relax your fingers. And then just feel your breath moving in and out of your nose. With each breath, you notice the thoughts slow down, the heartbeat slows down. You might feel some other things start to settle, so there may be some twitching or some settling. Let it settle. Move as you need. And then find that stillness, this point of stillness where you can just focus on your breath. And feel your breath moving from your belly in and up, massaging your body, massaging your organs, quieting the thoughts, softening the thoughts, and maybe even getting rid of some of those thoughts that aren't necessary. All right, and then a big stretch overhead with your arms. Hug your knees back into your chest. Give yourself a squeeze. Roll up to seated, and then find an easy seated position. We're going to move into a very brief pranayama practice, practicing Nadi Shodhana, using your hand to seal your nose and breathe in and out of your nostrils. So from your easy seated position, close your eyes down. Find tall posture, soft face. Let your hands rest on your thighs. And draw in a few rounds of breath, just naturally moving the breath in and out of your nose. And letting it move out of your nose. Feel the flow of the breath between the two nostrils very evenly, very equally. You might notice if there's some stuffiness and one side maybe feels a little bit more open. And if that's the case, the digital pranayama may not be for you today. So instead of actually using your hands to seal your nostrils, you could just visualize the path and the breath moving in through one side and out of the other. Nadi Shodhana is channel purification breathing. It's also referred to as alternate nostril breathing. So you're going to use your right hand. You can use your thumb and your index finger, or your thumb and your middle, or thumb and ring finger. It really does not make a difference if you have your hands in any specific gesture. You're just breathing. But I would say that when you do seal your nose off, try not to let your elbow collapse or your shoulder collapse. So have your elbow slightly lifted when you use your hand to seal your nostrils. All right, take another big breath in through your nose. Prepare your hand. Exhale out of your nose. And then you're going to seal your right nostril and breathe in through your left. And then seal your left nostril. Pause. Release your right thumb from your nostril and exhale out of your right side nostril. Inhale back through the right side nostril. And then seal your right nostril with your right thumb. Pause. And then release your left nostril and exhale out of your left side. And that's one full round of Nadi Shodhana. And then inhale back through the left side again. Seal the left side. Pause. Release your right thumb from the right side and exhale out of your right side nostril. Breathe back in through the right side nostril. Seal the right side, pause, and then release your left side nostril and exhale through that side. And then we'll do one more round together. Inhale back in through the left side nostril. Pause your left, or seal the left side, pause. And then release your right side nostril and exhale through that. Inhale back in through the right side. Use your thumb to seal the right side nostril, pause, and then release the left side and exhale through your left side nostril. And this completes the third round. So you can keep going on your own, or you can just let your hand relax and take a few breaths, natural breath in and out of your nose. And then maybe pick it back up with another couple, 2 or 3 rounds of Nadi Shodhana, beginning through the left side nostril and ending through the left side nostril. And when you're finished with your pranayama practice, just let your hands relax on your lap and just feel the balance of your energy, the clearness in your head, in your skull, in your mind. And this would be a great place to just sit and take a brief meditation on your breath, on your being, on yourself. And as always, at the end of your practice, bow to yourself and tell yourself thank you and good job.